Well, hello there, welcome back. My voice is back! And we're back with another video. So what are we talking about? So I got like my dad's sweater on, or zip-up hoodie, whatever you want to call it. Now, what we're talking about today is licks that are breaking the rules. And what I mean by that is we're not staying in any particular scale. We're kind of staying in key, we're venturing in, we're adding out of key notes, you know, some passing tones, stuff like that. But overall, to me, they all work, and I think they sound really good. Now, if you want tabs for these licks, you can grab that down below. You can also snag the backing track that I was using right here down below as well. And you can check out my free guitar course. All kinds of stuff happening on. I even have a sale going on guitar courses. Boom! There's just so much stuff happening this week. So enough with all that nonsense. Let's go ahead and get to the licks. I'm going to play them over that backing track so you can actually hear them in context. And then I'm going to break them all down for you. Alright, so lick number one. Let me play this one slow for you once, because slow, a lot of these don't really sound the best slow. It's all about that swing and kind of movement that I'm giving them when I'm playing them, but it goes like this. Also, it's harder for me to play them slow than it is to play them fast. And I'll kind of explain my picking. I don't think it's super crucial. This is just what my hand is naturally doing, but I'll still break it down for you. So basically, I'm starting right here, kind of in between box 5 and box 1 of my E minor pentatonic scale. And I'm starting like this. I'm doing a ascending fours pattern, essentially. I'm going to go not fourths, but 4 notes at a time. So we're going to go 11, 12, 13 on the G. I do that with a hammer on. And I go to 11 on the B. Okay? Now, I'm going to go 12, 13 on the G, then 11, 12 on the B, then 13 on the G, and then 11, 12, 13. So we have this. I think I'm going, yeah. So I actually go pick, hammer, hammer, pick, 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 hammer. So then I go pick, hammer, hammer, hammer. So I don't know why I do it this way. Do it however you want, but... Now here I'm going to go, I guess I'm going to go 11, 12, 13, and then I slide up to 14. This is how I'm shifting positions a little bit here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I continue the same exact thing right here. I'm going to go 12, 13, 14, and then 12 on the high string. Sorry. Okay, and so that last little part there, I went 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm bending 15 on the B. Up to that root note. Slow goes like this. I realize why I'm having a hard time playing it slow is I pick it different. When I'm picking it fast, I have this very set way of picking it. But when I'm playing it slow, I play it a little bit different. So all together, we have this, and like I said, I'm not breaking it down like tons, because it's essentially the same thing. You know, 2 times in a row, I just move up 1 fret. That's literally the only difference. Okay, and then 12, 13, 14, 12, 13, 14, 12, 13. Then I go 15. So, I like those pick notes in there, because dynamically, I like the way that sounds better. I'm not using it for any other purpose other than I don't want it all to be legato, you know, I don't like that sound all the time, but I like this mixture of that picking and hammer on. So you hear it, you know, it jumps in there, and I like that sound. Okay? But you can really see how we're using a lot of notes that are kind of, if you're viewing it as your pentatonic scale, or all these other things, they seem out almost, but when you really dissect them, they're not. I'm not going to go like super in depth and dissecting, and I could make them all make sense. You know, that's just our 2, that's our minor third, that's our major third. It's actually your flat 5 right there. But like I'm saying, you know, if you're just viewing it like that way, I like the freedom of just looking at it like, I'm gonna play that note, you know? So that's kind of how I'm doing this stuff. And if there's a particular chord that I need to hit, like the rhythm is pretty basic. You know, so it's just like a, you know, over an E. But that's the first lick. So on to lick number 2. Now I'll go ahead and play it slow. You can see, again, this one is all about the feel and the bounce to it to make it work. It goes like this. Okay. Hold on. I mean, I just came up with these licks before I started recording them, so forgive them if they're not the cleanest yet. So here's what's happening with this one. Now this is, to me, infusing a little bit more of my major pentatonic scale in with the minor. So I'm starting right here. So there's the first little phrase to get down. So basically I'm going to go 10 and I'm hammering onto 11 on the high E string. So this is box, I'm basically, the way I'm doing it is I'm mixing box 1 of E major and box 5 of E minor. It's kind of how I'm viewing these two crisscrossing each other. So that's 10, hammer on 11, and then 12 on the B, then back to 10, back to 12. Okay. Now here, after I do that, I go back to that 12, and then I go to 11, and I pull off to 10. So, okay, so there's that part. And I go to 12 on the G. Now I'm considering that the first phrase of the lick, you know, where you can kind of cycle that if you want. It's hard to cycle just that one because I want to play the rest. But then what I basically do is I take that same pattern. You see a lot of these are pattern based. I move it up and I kind of adapt it a little bit more to the scale. So I just go like this. So I'm still doing 10, 11, and I go to 12 on the G, back to 10, then I go 12, 11, 9 on the G, okay, and back to 10, 12 on the D. So now this part here, yeah, it just makes more sense to use these fingers. You're gonna go 9, 11, 9. So again, this is, to me, I'm viewing this as major. That's our major, that's our 2 in there now. So we're going, and you're gonna go 9, hammer onto 11, pull off the 9, back to 12 on the D. Now on the G, you're gonna go 9, 11, 12. Okay. Now from here, I'm just gonna go 10, hammer on 11, pull off the 10, and I'm actually sliding down to 9, ending on that 9. Okay. I don't even know what note that is. It just sounded good, so I went with it. But again, that's, you know, kind of out of that major scale. But all together we have this. I almost want it to go, but either one will work. It's fine. So again, you see, I'm picking certain notes. Oh. I love that some pick, some not idea. You know, I don't really favor all picking or all legato. I love that mixture of the two of them. So next on the old chopping block, sorry, I'm hyper, guys. I'm hyper, I feel good. I'm just, you gotta deal with a hyper version of me today. Basically, what we have here is this, and this is something I stole from Eric Johnson, actually. And he does it slightly different than the way that I'm gonna do it, at least where I got it from. Maybe he does it exactly like this at some point. He's the man, and I'm not. But basically, it's this lick. I love it. It's so ugly, but then like, right at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's good enough for Eric Johnson. It's more than good enough for me. So basically, I'm playing 12 on the D. So this is all out of box 1 E minor pentatonic. I go 12, 14, and then I play 13. But what happens is that 13 is very out. It's not an in key. I guess it's kind of blue. So you're landing on that flat 5, which sounds kind of ugly, but it's all good because what I do is I bend it up. So I do the same thing on the D, 12, 14, 13. Then I go down to the G, and I go 12, 14, 13. Bend that 13, or you could go 12, 15, 14. So can't remember how I tabbed it out. Either one works. I go 12, 15, 14, bend up the half step. So now I'm incorporating that major 6. So again, kind of blending the major and minor together a little bit. Then 12, 15, and then 14 again. There's your 2. So you'll see I do that all the time. I'm always kind of jumping major 3rd, major 6, 2, all that stuff in here. So all together we have... Or... Whatever you're feeling like that day. And the final one I will leave you off with here. I might be going too fast through these because, like I said, pretty hyper, not gonna lie. And is this one, which is kind of to me like an ode to Philex. Philex does these really cool licks, and this isn't. I didn't take this from him necessarily. I was like, you know, he's one of my favorite players who incorporates these out of key kind of sounds in like the coolest rock and roll ways. So here it is. It basically starts out, to me, it has a very diminished kind of vibe. And what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna go 14, pull off the 12 on the G, then I go to 15. Oh, I'm sorry, 14 and 12 on the B, 15 on the G. Okay, so then I go back to 12 hammer on 14, and then 12 on the high E string. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to 15, pull off 12 on the high E. Now if you can get that down, you have essentially the whole essence of this lick under your fingers. Because all I'm doing is I move it down chromatically. So I move down 1 fret for everything. Now for picking, I'm alternate picking it. Okay, I just moved down another fret. So now I'm at 12 and 10. That's 11. Back to 1 more. So basically, I'm kind of like, as the lick moves, you know, certain parts of the lick are very out of key, and then it kind of like, some of it's still out, some of it's in. The last one's pretty in key. You know, essentially, and then basically I just walk down position 5 on my pentatonic scale, adding a passing tone. I go 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12 on the B, 9, 11, 12, 9, 11, 12. Almost sounds like... So yeah, let me see if I can do it up speed. And there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. Like I said, it's so fun once you start experimenting with notes that just aren't in like the scale form that maybe you're viewing the guitar neck in. Just start adding those notes. Try them out. Hopefully this lesson helped you. Like I said, get the backing tracks, or tabs, free guitar course, a guitar course sale that's going on. All that stuff is happening this week. So hope you have a great guitar week, great guitar day, and I will see you later. Later!